Hey, how you guys doing? It's KLA, Cloud Wanderer, and I have a guest on a Sunday evening, afternoon, Alexa Christofferson. I'm sorry, my mind is just all over the place. So, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. I stumbled across you on Instagram, and you're a lifestyle and prep coach. How long you
Correct.
been
Yes.
doing that?
I've been a more on the lifestyle coaching for the last 12 years, and then I recently dabbled into contest prep October of last year.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, my phone. I'm turn it off and stuff. Yeah. So, like, what got you into doing that?
So coaching in general, I have always been into like weight training since school age, and when I joined the military in 2012, my like career field right now is on the HR side, and it's housed with a services side. So when I first joined, we had a program called, it's like a fitness improvement program, and so basically it's everyone in the Air Force, if they fail their fitness assessment, they have to go through this program. So I was very interested, and I've always volunteered to work in that program, put people through workouts, and just get them ready for their next test so they didn't get kicked out of the military. That's where it kind of sparked my interest working with others, to where therefore my unit commander paid for me to get my certification so that I can further develop my knowledge and better put forward programs for service members. Um, I didn't dabble into actually like hands-on coaching and like working in the gyms until COVID. Because I'm still active duty military. I'm a full-time active member, and I still help out service members. But in 2020, when we were on a like week on, week off schedule, I was really bored. I was new to North Carolina. I literally was only living there for a week. I didn't know anyone. And I walked into the gym and I was like, I don't care how much I get paid. I just need some socialization, and I would love to work with whatever you guys have. They took me in, and I promise you, I was probably working more as a trainer than I was as a service member. And I just grew from there. I just love the feeling of like working with others.
Yeah, yeah. I heard like in the military now, like the women now they have to be at the standard of the men working out. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
It's like yes and no. Like, we still have very similar standards, but we have like a little difference. Like, we still do the same things, but there's just a little leniency on the females than there are on the males, like in the strength components.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I never been in the military, so yeah. How was like your experience in the military was like, but like you was like I forgot what you were what service, what branch you was in again?
I'm Air Force.
Air Force. Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
you didn't really have like too much combat training or anything like that. Just
Normal Air Force doesn't. I have
oh,
worked in
okay.
joint units. I have gotten some experience with combatives just because of the deployment taskings that I fulfilled. So I do have that experience. Sometimes I joke saying I joined the wrong branch, because I worked with a lot of Marines in the Army for especially the last 5 years. I was in an Army unit, and definitely I'm very appreciative I'm Air Force because we're very bougie and very relaxed, but I do like being competitive, and I'm very small in stature. I'm only 4'11", and I like to prove that I'm small and mighty. So yeah, but normal Air Force, yeah, we're not challenged as much depending on their job.
Okay. So like you for like the current, so now like you train on bodybuilders
Correct,
majority of
yes.
the time. Yes.
Mhm.
How was that for you, like your clients?
It's nice. I absolutely love it. Our team that we have is called Aesthetic Bodies, and
Yeah.
it's it's nice because we can work with new, like brand new bodybuilders that have never stepped on stage, and it's all about like the mental health and the behavioral health aspect. Like physical is super easy, like people can go work out and do the training, eat the food, but it's all about the mental state and just knowing that they're not alone. um I love that because I wish I had that as a first time competitor. I wish I had someone who can walk me through those deep down days where I felt like I just wanted to give up. So that's my favorite part about being a coach is just explaining that they're not alone, that we're all human beings, especially when we're talking about food disorders like eating disorders. Uh, I tell them all the time that I am not a perfect human being. I personally believe that Taco Bell is like a food group right now for me because I'm such a stress eater. And I tell them there's plenty of times where I break down and I eat junk food because I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
However, it's okay. So that's my favorite part about being a bodybuilding coach is that there's so many ways to get to the end and it's just finding what works best for them.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. You get stressed out and eat the wrong foods and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, like what, like so you started bodybuilding when you was training like in the military
Hmm.
majority of the time. Oh, okay.
Correct.
Like
And
what
I'm
would?
still training as in the military. Like I'm still active.
Oh, okay, okay. So like when you, how was your first show?
Um, so my first show I actually
Yeah,
started in bikini. That was in I started prep in 2019, but because of COVID, I actually didn't get to go on stage till 2020 because all the shows were getting canceled.
yeah.
So it was like towards the end of 2020, and I want to say that contest prep was really hard because I had to do a lot of cardio, and I
Mm,
absolutely hate cardio. And I was trying to fit a category that didn't fit best for my physique because I'm very lower body dominant, and the type of style of training I did before doing bodybuilding wasn't ideal. And so when I got on stage, I did true novice, novice, and open, and I got sixth place in true novice, fifth place in novice, and then third place in open. um, so it wasn't terrible, but the feedback that I got from the judges is that I either need to get smaller or I needed to grow and try to go for wellness. And at that point, I was like, I'm going to just go for wellness because I don't think I can fathom getting any smaller than what I am now.
yeah.
I was
So
eating
so
literally salad every day.
yeah.
Yeah, like out of the out of the like lettuce bag, I would just put a little bit of dressing in it and I would just shake it. That was
Right.
me, like rabbit food. It was
Well,
terrible.
you didn't change up or nothing. You ain't just like put like chicken salad or tuna or something like that. Or
No.
oh,
After, I mean, some meals, yeah, I had chicken or tuna, but it got down to like I was like really low in calories because they wanted me to cut so much weight and do so much cardio, and I was just miserable.
no,
I had
so
a lot of bad relationship with food at that point.
oh wow. So you're mostly with MPC.
Correct. Yes. NPC.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. Well, I mean, we could show some clips of you posing and stuff. Yeah. What was posing like for you?
It was very challenging. I have a background in cheerleading, and so I was very stiff, like straight armed and like very stagnant with it, and walking in heels is not natural for me.
Mm,
So when I started, I looked like I had a stick up my butt walking, and I just looked so awkward. Um, so my feedback was working on my stage presence. So I constantly every day I work on posing every day just to work on my flow. And I feel like it's easier now. But if I were to
mm,
compare myself from 2019 to now, huge 100% difference.
yeah. Who trained you?
I've had some like posing coaches over the years.
Yeah.
I've worked recently with Lexi. She is on my team. She's a wellness coach as well, or a wellness
Okay.
competitor. She's helped me actually with my last show. When what I did it for nationals in May of for junior USA's. She helped me with my back pose because I was having a little challenge because as ourselves, we can't see like what works best for us. And she helped tweak just a little bit, and those little tweaks made a huge difference. But other than that, like I just kind of watch myself and I record myself and I'm like, ooh, I like that, or I don't like this. That doesn't look good on my body. And I just go from there. So it's kind of like
Um,
self coaching. Just little tweaks came from other people for feedback.
so you mostly like content. Would you say you're content with wellness?
Oh yeah, I
Um,
couldn't be in any other division. I
yeah,
asked I asked Sandy for feedback if, because I've heard, because people see pictures online and they're like, oh, you're so small, like why don't you consider doing bikini? And so I asked the head judges of like, what's best fit for me, and they're like, no, you're 100% wellness, just get a little fuller, like in your hamstring development, but 100% wellness, just keep growing. So,
um,
and that came from the judges. I'm going to take their feedback versus like random people online. I'm not going to listen to them.
yeah. I went to like recently. I went to a show on an NPC show with fit model, bikini, and wellness.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, it was different. It was different. They had like the classes and stuff. There were people that had their pro cards, and so yeah,
Oh, so you
it's
went to
cool.
like a show that was like a pro and NPC?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Not
those are
not not
long shows.
no, they not a pro, but an NPC mostly. Like what's the name of it? The Nationals, that national, the
Oh, okay.
Nationals.
It depends on which national show you went to.
I went to the Mr. Universe.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where everyone was
So
like getting their pro cards and stuff.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it was different. I mean, there was people that wasn't too crazy about the fit model division.
Hmm.
Like some people they was cool with it, but there was a one lady. She was behind me. She wasn't really too crazy about it. She seemed like she was like a trainer and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a very controversial. Like some people love it, some people don't. Sorry, there's a plane coming over. Let me
It's
go
okay.
inside. Yeah, there's some people who they like it because it allows like brand new competitors kind of dabble into it, because if you look at the bikini division, they're very very I wouldn't say like muscular as in like masculine muscular, but they do have a lot of like nice mature muscle density, especially in their shoulders and their glute and their leg development, versus like if you look at in comparison to the fit model that they're trying to bring in, um it's like an entry level. Like it's, you got to think of, they want to bring more people into the sport and draw that attention. And a
Mm,
lot of people when they're trying to start out in bodybuilding, they don't have that muscle maturity. So the old school bodybuilders, they're salty about it because they're like, oh, this is a disgrace. Like, anyone can walk on stage and, get their pro card as a fit model. But at the end of the day, like, it's a sport. It opens up for more competition. Sure, it brings money into it, but at the end of the day, like, if you're not the one stepping on stage, like it shouldn't matter to you. That's how I look
yeah.
at it. I think I'm unbiased of it. I think everyone should have an opportunity to be able to jump into bodybuilding, because I feel you learn a lot about yourself. Even if you do it for one time and you're done, it's, you learn a lot about like your boundaries, what foods work for your digestive tract, like where your emotional state is, how determined and dedicated can you stick to a plan. When you learn all that, some people thrive off of that structure, and some people are like, nah, this structure is not for me. And then they just walk away. But at least they learned something about themselves and they gave it a try. But when people are talking smack about that division and saying that, oh, they can just walk on stage, like, no, they still have to learn how to work out. They still have to practice posing. They still have to eat things. Like, they're still doing everything what a bodybuilder does. They just don't have the muscle structure as someone who's been competing for a long time. Like, even as me as a wellness competitor, when I first started in 2021 as a wellness competitor, I have much more muscle density than I did back in 2021, and I would never tell myself when I first started, I can never achieve that. It's just going to take me time, but I would never tell myself to stop where I started, because that's unfair. You have to allow someone to have a starting point.
Yeah. Bodybuilding is something different. It ain't like other sports. Just trying to understand it as like a regular person that don't compete, So
Hmm.
yeah, it has its bias,
Yeah,
so it
it's
has, yeah,
a lot of people look at it as unhealthy, especially when we talk about like the amounts of when you're getting closer to the show, it looks very crazy and obsessive. Like, oh, I got to go do my cardio. Oh, I got to eat my food. I got to drink my water. I got to get my steps in. Like, it sounds like you're obsessed. And in a way, you kind of are, but you're obsessed with like seeing the progress and you're committed to getting to the finish line. And it's just a small amount of time that you're like in that bracket. Like 4 weeks out, you're really tuned in, and you get really, really low in calories and you get really high in cardio. And so people see that as like, oh, that looks so unhealthy. Like you're doing so much, and then like, oh, you're so skinny. And it's like, well, you only stay stage lean for that show, and then you go
yeah,
right into a reverse, and you're healthy. Because like for me, I my stage weight was like 115 pounds, give or take. And I'm sitting currently 3 months after my show, and I'm 125. So my healthy weight where I maintain is about 125 pounds, maybe 130. And then I'll get back into show lean when I'm about like 16 weeks out. But people don't see that. They just see the stage photos and they're like, oh, they look anorexic. That's not achievable. Well, you're only looking at
yeah.
that small fraction of their prep, not the whole entire thing.
Hold on for a second. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Uh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let's show some videos of you training and stuff. Yeah. This is your. Yeah.
But yeah, that was my second time at nationals at USA's or junior USA's. And that's my sister who helped me out.
Yeah. Was you nervous or like just from
Um,
being on stage?
this show I was not. I was super
No. Okay.
excited. I was in a really good headspace. I felt really good with the package I was bringing on stage. Um, the year prior, I did cry. Um, because I was just like emotional the entire time and I was going through a lot of like negative headspace. And so the first time I was nervous and I definitely fumbled a lot on stage. And then I cried as soon as I got off stage. That last show, I did not. I enjoyed a lot of
Yeah.
it.
What's it like to competing against all these other ladies?
I love it. I'm competitive, but I'm also like I'm a big cheerleader for everyone else. I'm like, man, you guys look so good. Um, I you make friends backstage because you don't know their journey. I start following them all on Instagram, and then we start cheering each other on. Because it's such a lonely sport, and there's no point to hate on someone who outdid you on stage. Like the girl who won first place, like for my last show, she looks stellar, and I would never talk crap about her because
Right.
she had a better package. But yeah, there's plenty of girls that I've ran across competing, and I still talk to them to this day.
Yeah. So
This
this
is one
like
of my
this young
clients who's
lady.
actually come. Go ahead. Sorry.
Um, no, I was just saying who is she? Like she's a bikini competitor.
She's one of my
Oh, okay.
my bikini competitors. She's actually competing next weekend in Florida. She's a first time competitor. She instructs a lot of yoga, which is a lot of fun to learn about her because she's very into her yoga studio. And yeah, she's a stellar individual. She's been working really really hard on her posing, and I have a lot of fun giggling because I tell her that she needs to work on her face because she looks so serious. And I'm like, you need to look like you're smiling and enjoying 'cause you look nervous. But
Yeah.
she is nervous. First time competitors, everyone's nervous, but she's been putting in a lot of work and I'm excited for her to step on stage.
Yeah, I can imagine being on stage in front of everybody. Like when you
Mhm.
was in front of on the stage, like was a lot of people giving you support?
For my first show, it was weird because it was COVID and like my family was actually not in the like stand area. They're outside the
Yeah.
room. So they had like someone like allow them to peek in to watch us. Um, I blacked out. I don't remember any of my time on stage. I don't
No.
even remember what I did. I just kind of went out there, did it, and then I walked off. I don't even know if I did anything right, and then I don't even know what song was playing. I can't even remember what the judges were saying. I just like I froze, but I still did everything. I just don't. It was like black for me.
Remember? Wow.
Um, now like compete. I've competed a few times. I've done about like 14 shows, give or take, over the years.
Mm.
And I would say now I can hear the music. I'm smiling on stage and I can actually feel present. Um, I mean, I still get a little nervous because you don't want to mess up. Um, but that scary moment of stepping on stage, it's not there anymore. I get more excited, like, oh my God, this is my time to just have fun and be girly, all dressed up in my my suit and heels, my hair done, and just enjoy the process versus being
Yeah.
nervous about it.
Yeah. 14 shows, like, wow, like 2021, that
Yeah, from 2020 to now.
2020. Oh, would you say that's a lot? Like how many, like, in a year? Like, how many shows you attend, like, in a year?
Ideally, I typically do about two.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes, like depending on how like the timing lines up, I'll end up with like three, because I'll do one for funsies, like a warm up show. So I won't like peak for it. I'll just kind of get like the show jitters out of the way and get some feedback of where my current conditioning's at. So this year I've done two shows, and then I'm looking to do another show in December. So this will be show number three this year.
Okay.
hmm
So this the would that be like your the nationals?
Correct. This will be
Oh,
my
okay.
second national show this year.
Oh, okay. I
So
hope you do.
hopeful for the pro card,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't
But if you
control who
don't,
shows up.
yeah. What if you don't get it? Like, what would you do, like, next?
So if I get my pro card, we would probably go in a good off season because I don't know. It really depends on like what my conditioning looks like on stage because I am with a new coach and we don't know what my conditioning is going to look like under this protocol. But from my understanding, he did want to try to pop into a pro show. But I am projected to deploy in March. So that also plays a factor. Like if my conditioning's not there and he doesn't think I'm going to be competitive as like a pro, then we're just going to go in a solid off season until I get back from my deployment.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Like, what would be like a good advice for somebody just starting out bodybuilding? Like, what
Just
advice would you give?
trust the process and take it day by day. It's every day is a new day. Don't let a bad day determine the rest of your week.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
Well, let me see some other workouts. Yeah, so you do squats too, I noticed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, how many, what's the heaviest you squat?
So I do get nervous with barbell squats because right now my heaviest is 225 and I can do that
Okay.
probably for about 3 reps, which is not too impressive for some people who lift a lot of weights. Especially when people look at me, they're like, "Oh, you can easily do more than 225." Um, I hesitate with squats because back in 2019, I tore my ACL and meniscus when I was deployed in Afghanistan.
Okay.
So then when I returned, I had surgery. So I used to do powerlifting before I got into bodybuilding. So when I was powerlifting, I did a lot of heavy squats and a lot of deadlifts and bench. And now with my knee injury, it doesn't hurt. It's just something that I have that phantom pain. So even
Hmm.
like if I were to jump for like a pull up bar, I still hesitate a lot. So that's why with barbell squats, I just go really slow and control. I'd rather do more reps than trying to do a lot of weight.
Yeah, people, that's not heavy. 225.
I mean, it depends on who you ask. Some people will be like, "Oh, that's a great weight," but I've seen other people who lift like a lot of weight
So
who
I'm
are
like,
who
I,
are
so
lifting heavy.
so I'm thinking, like, could you squat a person?
Oh yeah, I can squat a person.
Yeah,
I've squatted my
that's
sister. She weighs about, I want to say she weighs about 150. I have a video of me squatting her actually. Well, it was
no, but
posted in one of my
225.
stories.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
225. You think? Yeah, nah, I don't think I could squat 225. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, you
Like,
never know. You got to try
yeah,
it.
Yeah, I mean, I've done pull-ups and I've done calisthenics, but I'm not consistent with weights like that. I do
Oh,
got like
gotcha.
some barbells, and sometimes I'll do like curls and lunges. I try to do them but them split squats. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Oh, those
really
are my
intense.
favorite. I could do split
Yeah,
squats super heavy, but you ask me to do a
yeah,
barbell squat and I'll chicken out.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
that. Not go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
so I guess like when I think of my squat being heavy, I think of like my other two lifts out of the three. So like my bench press, right? Like I can bench press 165 pounds, but then I can deadlift 315 pounds. So when I relay them to each other, my squat should be almost as high as my deadlift. So that's why I say my squat is just not as high because I can bench 165, which is almost like to 200 pounds, and my squat should be heavier. So that's what I when I think of it in relation to those, that it's not that heavy.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's been a while since I've like bench press anything. Yeah. I think I remembered like I probably bench press a weight like when I was like in my teens. Really, it's trying to. I was trying. I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to be a bodybuilder, but I didn't really have the knowledge of knowing. Like the stuff that you guys know with the
Hmm.
dieting and all that type of stuff. I was just thinking like I'm gonna lift weights. And then I remember one time I took like Joe Weider's weight gainers and I like make it into a shake and I was looking big, but
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
that's
everyone wants to have that beach body. That's what it is.
yeah.
Some people don't want to be on stage. They're like, no, I just want to look the part. I don't want to actually go through the whole like step on stage.
Yeah. Well, we got some guests. We got Always George Page. Good evening, folks. Then we got Joseph. He has like a flex symbol. And if you love Bulgarian split squats, you are a Bassacis, a macho. I,
What is
I, I
that?
don't I don't know. You have to tell us what that is, George. Yeah,
I'm not crazy, I
yeah,
promise.
yeah. But I know I seen you with like you have a picture of your kids. You have two children. Yeah,
I
like
do.
what
I
did
have a son and a daughter. My son's
um,
10 and he's 10 and a half, and then my daughter's 8. She just
um,
turned 8.
did they ever go to your
Making me.
shows?
They do when I have, so I do shared custody with their dad.
Okay.
So there has been shows that they have gone to, or they'll watch my show like online. So they went to one of my recent shows that I did back in March. They went with me to Salt Lake City. They were super excited. They're very supportive. My kids were talking to me the morning of the show, and they said our mom's a winner, so if you don't win, we're not going to say you're our mom. And I was like, dang, I take that to heart because I can't control if I win or not. And when going on stage for prejudging, they weren't there, and because they ran into issues of getting into the show,
Mm,
and I got really nervous because, like I said, I didn't peak for the show. This was just a funsy one. So I was anticipating not getting first place. And the girl who I was going against at that show was really, really big, and she had really big legs. And I was complimenting of her. I was like, man, you look great. And then I ended up winning first place. I actually won over the overall at that show, which blew my mind because I was like, wow, I did not think I was that good. And my kids were so excited. They ran on stage with me. They're taking photos. They're holding the little hammer. Um, and they did not want to let go of it. They're like, "Oh, we want your stuff. We want your backpack." And then they're bragging about it to their friends.
that's
So
cool.
just it's exciting. It's a lot of
That's
fun.
that's cool. Hey, so like how many overall shows you got to win with the regional or the regional and the nationals? Okay.
So you have to win. So like the order of like to progress, it's
Yeah.
have to win first or second place at a national qualifier. So that's a regional show, and it has to be a
Okay.
national qualifier. So when you win first or second, then you qualify for nationals. Depending on the national show and how many pro cards they have, most of the pro shows, pro qualifiers at the nationals, earlier in the season because they're smaller. Typically, they only have one pro card per. Sorry, for wellness, they have two pro cards, or they'll have like four pro cards. So first place for each height class, or it's your first place, and then you have to be the top two overall. Um, so the show that I did in May, they only had two pro cards for wellness, and there's
Okay.
four height classes. So even if I won my height class as first place, I would go against the other people who also won first place for their height class, and then it was a 50-50 chance. Um, I was almost there. I got second place at that show. I was super happy regardless. And the girl who won that show, the overall was the person who won first place in my height class. So I'm not mad to be side by side with her and be compared right next to her and get that feedback. Um, However, the show that I am doing in December, there's 8 pro cards. So it's the top two in your height class that will get a pro card. But when there's more pro cards, there's more girls competing. um, so the probability is a little weird and off, and you never know who's going to show up. So I'm excited. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I think he asked which national would she like to do?
Um, as in me, I am doing the one that's in December. It's just nationals. That's what it's called. It's like the last national show. It's the biggest one in Texas, in Irving, Texas. It's the very last one of the season. So everyone who got qualified throughout the year, they're all gearing to go for that show.
Yeah,
This
I
one's that
know
makes
they
me
have like
nervous.
a they have an NPC show here in New York City, but it's in
Mhm.
Queens. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like it's in Flushing, and it's like take 2 hours to go to Flushing, and I'm like, I think I'll
Mm,
probably work in that day. I think he
gotcha.
says like the where you going is the national championships.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, do you have any like somebody that you like looking at in the sport?
Oh yeah. So at the pro level, Issa is like my idol. She actually won the Olympia last year. And I only say she's my idol because she's like my height. So when I see someone
Okay.
who's my height and I look at her stature, I'm like, I can get there at one point. Her muscle density, I can picture on myself. However, there is a girl who she's getting ready for her national show that's next weekend. I can't remember her name if I were to pull up her Instagram.
Yeah, I
But it's like
know. It's a lot of
Briette
them.
something.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot of them.
yeah, she looks freaking phenomenal. I follow her since she did nationals last year.
Okay.
And she's a mom as well. And I'm just looking at her aesthetics and I'm like, she just has the grind and grit and she has no excuses. She just gets the job done. And I love her shape. So at an amateur level, she's my idol. At the pro level, it'd be Issa.
Yeah. Like, what's a regular day for you? Like, in training. Like, what you get up in the morning? Like, what time you get up? Like 5 o'clock, 4 or something like that, and
Um,
just.
it switches. So
Uh,
right now I get up about 4 and I'll go for like a 30-minute walk around my
yeah.
neighborhood and then I get to work about 5 in the morning. Um I eat my breakfast at work and then my coworkers, my troops, they don't get there till about 7:30. So I get some peace and quiet until they get there. And then I stay with them until 12 cuz I'm working from 5 to 12 to make sure they're taken care of because it is summer break and my kids are on summer vacation. So I try to maximize hanging out with them. Um, so I'll eat like my pre-workout meal around 10 and then I go to the gym around 12:30 and then I get home around like 2 and then I hang out with my kids and do check-ins with my athletes and then I try to go to bed at a decent time, but I have some terrible sleep schedule and I end up probably going to bed around like 10, 11 o'clock. So I run on a lot of fumes. I know that's not a lot of sleep if I'm waking up at 4,
No,
but I
I'm saying
promise
I'm
my
not
body
like I don't
does
think
good.
that's that bad. Like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
That's
I
on a
think
good
that's the
day.
normal, huh?
Yeah, that's on a good day. I
Uh,
typically have been staying up till like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
oh yeah.
And
Oh
then I'm waking up 3 hours later. But I
yeah.
feel
That's not
energized.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Well, I mean, as long as you're not like tired when you get up,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah. I
yes.
think it's just something with the way we got the military and I just have bad sleep anxiety and just a lot of things on my mind when it comes to like work or what's going on with my clients and just balancing a lot of emotions.
Yeah, yeah. Like what do you do like outside of bodybuilding? Like I know you told me earlier you starting to do yoga and all this other stuff. Like how's yoga for you?
So I like to do a lot of outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hiking. We have the snowboarding out here. We have the lake. So I like doing water sports like wakeboarding. Um, our aquatic center just opened up. They did a lot of remodeling, so they offer paddleboard yoga. So that's what I got into. Because I like to just try something at least once, rather than not try it at all. And I actually really enjoyed it. It's very relaxing and challenging. So I like challenges like that, and I want to get better at it. So that's what is my new journey. But I think my geeky side is just talking to my clients and mentoring and teaching because I do a lot of teaching in the military. That's just something that I just genuinely like doing is just teaching.
Um, okay, that's cool. Yeah. I never I think like I probably have done yoga like years ago, but I stopped. So, you know. Did you did like meditation and all that stuff? Like doing yoga or
Oh yeah, he had some like music on, and he had us do like all the slow movements and then some
oh, okay.
challenging poses, and then you have the water that's waving. It was fun. Um Before I moved to Idaho, when I was in North Carolina, I used to go to it's like a Hot Works, which had kind of like a sauna box that did
Yeah.
yoga. So I
Yeah.
used to do hot yoga
Yeah.
by myself. It just had like the instructor on the TV, and I would do that early in the morning just to like get out of my house and do some sort of like mobility work. I generally liked doing that, but I don't have the luxury of doing it here because I have to do a 45-minute commute just to get to Hot Works. So I'd
Yeah.
rather do yoga on base versus driving 45 minutes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I never did those asana yogas. I don't know. They look too hot for me to just do that. I don't know. To
Hmm.
anyone who has served our country, I don't say thank you for your service. I say, as a citizen, I appreciate the sacrifices you have made for this country. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah. You ever watch those war movies like Save
Yeah.
Private Ryan?
Yeah, I've seen Private Saving. That one was very. Now, if I watch it again, I do feel
Yeah.
emotional about it because I do casualty reports in the military. Um, so when they're trying to get out a notification about a family member or getting back, that one would hit me more emotional now
Mm,
versus when I first watched it. Because when I first joined the military, I didn't really understand my role in the military. I didn't. I just showed up to work, treated it like a normal day. Um, until I want to say when realization hit me in 2019 when I was in Afghanistan,
mm,
and then the multiple deployments that I've had, serving in Jordan, other countries. It's just one of those things like you don't realize what's going on in the world because not a lot of it's advertised properly on the news,
yeah.
and you don't understand the impact that you have as a service member. So even just recently here in Idaho, just a normal individual was swimming and they happened to pass away because they just couldn't resurface. And I had to jump through hoops to get that information and to gather all of it, do the proper report, and notify the family. So, literally, seeing from the moment that the incident happened to the
Mm,
moment that we're notifying the family, you take it to heart of like, man, like, there's so much that goes on in the world that you don't realize.
yeah.
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 Watching the war
I'm,
movies now, some of them are funny that I love watching because I'm like, yeah, that does happen in the military. What's that one recent movie that just came out in theater? It's like they're somewhere in like I don't know if they're in Yemen or something, but it had like a funny introduction and it was like with the army. Definitely that was a very realistic feel of what happens out downrange. It was really
yeah.
funny.
There was this movie. It's called 1914. It was set like in World War I or something. I was watching like most of it. It was pretty good. Yeah. It's like yeah, I know they was like British soldiers and stuff telling their stories in World War I. Yeah, that movie was good. Yeah, I was really enjoying it. I didn't see all of it, but at the time,
Yeah.
but because it was on regular TV, so yeah, but yeah, but I think
Definitely, I talked to a lot of my airmen about like, why they joined the military, and then like, growing up when you watch war movies, actually like one of my airmen, her dad was a Navy SEAL, and Navy
yeah,
SEAL do a lot of crazy stuff. There's a lot of movies about Navy SEALs and all the
yeah,
badass stuff they do, and she never knew really what her dad did until way later when he was already retired out of the military, and she was trying to join the Air Force, and he was breaking down the different job options, and that's when he explained like what his job was, and it never really clicked to her of like, wow, my dad actually did all this stuff, but he's a normal human being. um so yeah, when I asked them about like, hey, what was your perception of the military before you joined? What's your perception of the military now that you've been in for a year?
mm,
And then I'll ask them again later on, and they all change their minds because it's different,
yeah,
Seeing from movies, it's all the crazy highlights of the combat, but combat looks a lot different now than what it did back then in the movies.
yeah. I mean, like one of the movies I like is Rambo.
Yeah,
Rambo.
that's an OG war movie right there.
Yeah, Rambo. What else movie? It was something that was come to me. I forgot. Yeah. Now have you ever seen G.I. Jane? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Like what
That's an
what what,
influence for a lot of females right there. GI
but
Jane.
in real life they don't really have women in the Navy SEALs from what I know.
I believe not in the Navy, because not a lot of females can actually
Yeah,
uphold those standards.
yeah.
There has been some like special operators in the army side that they have
Okay.
pushed female through. It's a very small pool. Even in the Air Force side, we have some small pool of the Air Force that are on the special operator side. And it's because they hold the same standards
Yeah,
versus on the normal average Joe, there's a split between female and male standards for fitness. But when you go on the special operator side, doing all those crazy things, it's the
yeah,
same standard regardless. It's just like thinking like a firefighter or a police officer. At the end of the day, they have the same standard. You have to get this many runs, this much pull-ups, push-ups, whatever. Um, Physical aspect, it's the same across the board. You either meet
yeah.
it or you don't meet it.
Good.
So
Like,
it's very,
do
very
you
small.
would you think that you could meet that standard, like that Navy SEAL standards, as a
Uh,
woman
ma-
with your
I don't
background,
know.
like
That's a
you
hard one.
powerlifting and all that type of stuff? Because that's
That's
intense. I'm not gonna lie. For a woman to
Yeah.
do, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I would have to choose between bodybuilding
Yeah,
and choosing to train for that. And I say that because my endurance, I I can run when I need to take a test. I know I can
yeah,
pass because I know that's my standard. But if someone said, "Hey, let's go for a run and have a race," I would die because my endurance is not that great because I have so much muscle density because I need that muscle structure for bodybuilding. So I would have to choose between really focusing on that goal of passing that test to
yeah,
be like a Navy SEAL, or whatever test they do, versus like what I do for body. They're two different trainings. They
yeah,
focus on a lot of us, body weight movement and their endurance versus me. I'm out here aesthetics. Like I want to sculpt my
yeah.
body.
It's like
I don't care how
presentation.
long I go. Yeah,
Yeah,
way
yeah, it's
different
more.
trial.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if I
So
put my mind to it, I'm sure I can do it. If I put
yeah,
my mind to it, maybe
yeah.
we'll never
I
know
mean, you're
because I'm
doing
not going for it.
bodybuilding. I mean, it's a mental discipline. You know, I just
Yeah, I got.
followed your IG, and he says, "Yeah, the truth of combat, it's a lot worse than the movies." And then he says, "More women as fighter pilots than in the SEALs. A woman can be Marine Recon than a SEAL."
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly. I actually have a client. She's an Air Force pilot, and it's fun to talk to her. I actually just talked to her this morning, and it's interesting to see the type of stuff that she has to do as a fighter pilot. as a female fighter pilot. But yes, we do have a lot more female females growing in the pilot community because
Yeah.
they still have like a fitness standard, but it's not as intensified as like being on the operator side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
still have to survival skills. They still have to do all that because if the plane goes down, they need to know how to take care of themselves and the rest of their team. But they're not the ones that are going out there and saving people. It's the combative side of the house that goes out and saves people and also do the war themselves.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, well, I think that's a wrap. I mean, I appreciate you sharing. Then, yeah, like,
I'm out.
yeah, like, you have any words of wisdom for people that want to start out bodybuilding or just getting healthy?
Yeah, never compare your journey to someone else's journey. Only compare yourself to your past self because it's a you versus you mentality.
Yeah, thank you. And I wish you the best of luck on your on the show in December.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm excited for
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. Like, how long you on prep so far? Like, starting a prep. You started prep.
Um,
Oh,
I won't start prep for probably another few weeks. We just went into our growth phase this week. So I did check-ins this morning, up to coach on what he wants to do, but I'm in this growth phase for probably about 6 to 8 weeks, and then we'll start cutting. So I'm sitting about 21 weeks out. So
okay.
yeah, a good point, like good starting point where we're at.
All right. And so, he best of luck to at your nationals. And
Appreciate it.
thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right.